Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Akim and Akwath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, this one's titled, They Haven't Stopped Their Hatred, So Why Have You Forgiven Them? Okay, and this could really be entitled, They Haven't Stopped Their Hatred, So Why Have You Forgiven Them, Jake? Because this is really for you Jakes out there, you simple Jakes. All right, you boo-hoo, wipe the tears away. All right, it's old, it's done, it's played out Jakes. All right, that have forgiven Esau for what they've done. All right, that's a lot of you. That's fucking a lot of you out there. All right, a lot of you dumbasses, and that's exactly what you are, dumbasses. All right, and we're here today. All right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, to get into some detail on some scriptures. All right, about what's going to happen to these devils, how these devils still think about you. All right, and some of the things that maybe you don't know. Okay, maybe the things you don't know. Now, another thing I want to do is I put this lesson together yesterday. All right, and one of the things I did yesterday during Sabbath is there's a thing called the Jim Crow Museum. Okay, there's a thing called the Jim Crow Museum. It's out in Michigan. Now, I didn't go there physically, but you can look up Jim Crow Museum. All right, and what I did was I went on a virtual tour. Okay, and at first I clicked on a virtual tour registration. I guess they can do a virtual walkthrough with you, but you can actually do it yourself. You can go on yourself. You have to go to get rid of this, and you go to there's a place. Let me see. Maybe they can't do it from here. I did it on my computer. Let me see. There's a way to do it. Let me see. Maybe you can't do it from your phone or like an iPad, but if you go to, I'll show you. You go here, you can go to Jim Crow Museum, and then I went up to let's see. There's a way you can do it here. Bear with me. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So you go down, start your explanation, or explore it. Yeah. So there it is. That's how you do it. Let's see if I can do that on the phone. Okay, yeah. So like, yeah, I did the. It's kind of a pain in the ass. They make it a kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, so you can go here and Salakia. That took up a lot of time. Salakia for that. But you can go here and you can just walk through it. All right, and you can zoom in and all that. Okay, you can go on. It's pretty long. It probably took me about maybe I don't know, maybe a little less than an hour, but there's a lot of stuff. If you're actually like stopping here and you're like really zooming in, And I actually have a photo. This is one of the photos that I was gonna grab. This right here. All right, but here's a from the National Tattler. It says a Negro woman has an 8 baby. All right, it says the Boston Strangler and molester with the right straight. So and nearly died from the pain because she had an 8 baby. All right, and I guess this is and that didn't really happen. All right, that's just the shit that they used to put on us. All right, and all sorts of So that's what this place is. All right, is basically it just has all this racist memorabilia from the memorabilia. All right, from the Jim Crow era. All right, and there's I think a lot of the you Jake. All right, you Jake, especially mostly you ones that haven't been in the truth for that long. All right, I'd recommend going on this tour. All right, and researching more about the Jim Crow era. Okay, because a lot of you Jake have seemed to forgotten the hate. All right, you got to realize that a lot of this stuff they ain't gonna teach you in school. All right, a lot of this stuff, 99% of this, they ain't gonna teach you in school, and this isn't something that just it went and passed. All right, this is a modern section over here. See, if Obama loses, America wins. All right, and they didn't know that he's a Hamite, but still, they didn't know that he's a. You got Klan right here, Run Obama Run. All right, all this shit. All right, and all they knew is that he was black. All right, look at this. The shirt, Any White Guy, 2012. All right, Obama in 08. All right, has a picture of Curious George. All right, there's Obama's face on a monkey. All right, instead of hope, because that was his slogan, they put rope. Okay, there's a monkey sock doll they made. All right, masks up here, and those are Hamites, but still, all this, some stickers. This is the modern section. These are all modern things. All right, these are all modern things. White power. And look at this one. Owner's manual. All right. There you go. And that's all from a site. I know what site that's from. That's from tightrope.com, which is still owned and operated. All right, you can go there and buy things right now. All right, I don't even want it in my search history, but you can go there and you can check that out. Let's see if it's still up. Let's see if it's got seized. It probably won't. It probably won't because I love it. There it is, Tightrope Records. All I had to do is type in WPWW, which stands for White Pride Worldwide. Here it is. Tightrope. It's not illegal to be white yet. See, because racism ended, right? They're not. White people aren't still the same. What do we have? Let's go to what do we got for koozies? Bunch of Nazi memorabilia. Cool. Let's see. Forbidden stuff. There you go. Dreaming of a White Christmas with the Klan. What else? A lot of it's Nazi stuff. Colorized version of that. All right. What else do we got? Let's look at mouse pads. More Nazi stuff. Rebel, Confederate. Let's see. Boys in the Hood. What the funny thing is they always call us thugs, but check it out. The original Boys in the Hood. How hypocritical is that? These guys are fucking dumb. Fucking dumb. It's a white thing. You won't understand. You're right. It's too stupid. Jesse James, the original gangster. But here they are, black people are gangsters. They're gangsters. But here they are. No, we're the original gangsters. You guys are fucking hypocrites, man. You guys are fucking hypocrites. You guys don't know a goddamn thing. All right? You don't know a goddamn thing. Anyway, all this shit. And you know what? You never see people wearing this. You want to know why? Because Jake would beat the living fuck out of them. All right? And they're too scared to wear that shit. And like their tagline was, "It's not illegal to be white yet." All right? Well, hey, and that's really what this lesson's about. All right? Is keeping that keeping that tension high still. All right? Because you're supposed to keep it. You can't just forgive and forget. All right? Let's look at the definition of forgive and forget. Because that was one of the things I want to start with. Forgive and forget. What does it mean? To completely stop blaming or being angry at something, or being angry with someone for something they did, and to stop thinking about it. It says a quarrel is only over when both sides can forgive and forget. All right? You're not supposed to forgive and forget Esau. All right? No, you can't. You can't, all right? You can't forgive and forget this people, all right? And I want to play an excerpt from today's, not today's, but the live stream the Apostles did. And how would I do my clips? I clipped it, all right? So it should be easy. Stockholm Syndrome, here we are. We're going to go ahead and play it, all right? I put this lesson together, like I said yesterday, all right, during Sabbath. I did the virtual tour at Jim Crow Museum because it was on my mind. All right, I don't remember what triggered it. Oh, I watched a video. It popped up on my home feed. Here it is. Yeah, the nation's biggest collection of racist objects are on a Michigan college basement. I think I saw that like a couple years ago or something like that. Okay, and I watched it, and then it talked about the Jim Crow Museum. All right, and then I went and I wanted to see if there was a virtual tour, and sure enough, they had a virtual tour. All right, but anyway, this and then yesterday, all right, without my knowledge, because I didn't see this video until today. Sometimes it doesn't alert me of the Apostles going live, of course, right? But they mentioned, not the Jim Crow Museum, but forgiving and forgetting, essentially. So let's go ahead and play it. Let me go pause the music so you can hear what they say.
All you nickels that follow vocab and your Christianity, and you come against Israel, man, you're suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. Somebody look that up, please.
And stupidity. Stockholm Syndrome.
Well, it's beyond stupidity.
He said it's beyond stupidity. It's a spiritual demon that you got over. You know, it's true, man. A lot of you Jake got Stockholm Syndrome. And we'll grab that in a minute.
Throw it in there for extra measure.
Because the brother was getting the clip. I don't know if he's an elder. I don't know if he's another apostle. I think he has a different title. He was gonna get it, or I don't remember if I think it was him and not Apostle Romulo that was grabbing it. But they were gonna grab the definition of Stockholm Syndrome. But you know the clips only allow you to get so long, so I ended up cutting it off. But here you go.
No nation on the planet, if they were put in the condition that you ain't going to forget that nation until a holy moment. You got to be out of here. You're not in your right mind. So the Most High going to put you to sleep.
And if that was done to any other nation, what he was saying, if what was done to us, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, was done to any other nation, they would never, all right, if we were the ones that did that, all right, they would never forgive us. But since they're the ones, they expect us to forgive them. And a lot of you simple-ass, dumbass Jakes have. All right, a lot of you simple-ass, dumbass Jakes have.
Yeah, you're sick, man. You're sick in the head.
He's going to rock your snot box.
Yeah, turn your TV off.
Turn your TV
I
off.
said on. Turn your TV off.
You know?
Lock off the TV.
You got it?
Yep. Stockholm
You're
Syndrome.
going to get deleted.
Yep. Absolutely. That says Stockholm Syndrome. You're going to get steamrolled over.
Yeah.
All you nickels that
Play it again.
vocab and your Christianity, and you come against Israel, man, you're suffering from Stockholm Syndrome. Somebody look that up, please.
And stupidity. Stockholm
Well,
Syndrome.
it's beyond stupidity.
Yeah, throw it in there for extra measure.
No nation on the planet, if they was put in the condition that you ain't going to forget that nation until a holy moment. You got to be out of here. You're not in your right mind. So the Most High going to put you to sleep.
Yeah, you're sick, man. You're sick in the head.
So there you go. There you go, man. It's true, all right? So now, since the clip cut it off, let's get Stockholm Syndrome. Okay.
Stockholm Syndrome.
All right, Stockholm Syndrome. Feelings of trust or affection felt in many cases of kidnapping or hostage taking by a victim towards a captor. And when the other brother got it, all right, he was saying, I think it was a slightly different definition than this, but one of the elders apostles was saying that slavery should have been on that list as well. All right. Slavery should have been on that list as well, but they're not going to put it there. All right, Esau, you got to realize Esau is in control right now. All right, of Babylon. All right, where the world at the moment. All right, of course the Most High is the grand control, but the one you're seeing controlling thing. All right, the one who's in the mansion, all that. That's Esau. All right, because the Most High is allowing that to happen at the moment. All right, so they're not going to let you know certain things. They're not going to let you know, this, that, or this. Okay, so let's get how do I want to do this? I'm going to grab a scripture because we haven't read a scripture. All right, Ezekiel 35:1. One moment. All right. Ezekiel 35:1. All right. It reads, and we're going down through 9. All right. All right. Ezekiel, all right, 35:1. All right, even though it says 34 and 33. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. Okay, if you look up Mount Seir, look who dwelled there, it's going to be the Edomites. It says, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord our power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Why? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord our power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and thy hills, and thy valleys, and in all thy rivers they shall fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. And that's going to happen. Why? Why? Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, and in the time of their iniquity had an end. Okay? Because you have a perpetual hatred. That shows you, Jake, right here, this also shows you, the point being in 5, that Esau has a perpetual hatred. Now let's get that, because we know a lot of you Israelites are slow. All right, perpetual. What does perpetual mean? All right, perpetual, long time duration. No, perpetual means something more than just a long time. Let's get perpetual. Here it is.
Perpetual. Perpetual.
Never ending or changing, occurring repeatedly, so frequent as to seem endless and uninterrupted. They have not stopped hating you. They have not stopped persecuting you. They have not stopped killing you, Jake. So why have you forgiven them? As the title of the lesson, they haven't stopped their hatred, so why have you forgiven them? Oh, we gotta just learn how to forgive and forget. No, you fucking don't. All right, you can't forgive and forget when he's still doing this shit to this day, Jake. All right, when people are still turning up hung at Walmarts, all right, you can't just forgive and forget. All right, perpetual. Who has a perpetual hatred against the Israelites? Esau, Edom. Esau, how do we know it's talking about Esau, Edom? Because it says Mount Seir. All right, let's just, here it is, Jake. And this is why some of you need to study, because you got fucking brain damage. All right, look, who, not how, who lived in Mount Seir? Right there, boom. Who lived there? Oh, would you look? Mount Seir is specifically noted as the place where Esau made his home. Well, how do you know it's Esau? How do you know Esau's the white man? That's not fair. Look, study, read the scriptures, all right? When it says the earth is given in the hand of the wicked, that's a hint. All All right, that's a hint. When it says he calls his lands after his own names, that's a hint. Look at Amerigo Vespucci. That's where America came from. Look at Africanus. All right, where Africa came from. All right, because that's not an African dwelling. That's the white man owns that place. All right, he has control over that place. All right, look at that. Look at fatness of the earth. All right, look. Fatness means rich and abundant. All right, and what's the word? God damn it. Come on. Fatness is fertile, all the fertile places, all right? We don't live in the fertile places. We live in ran down ghettos, all right, in places with no grass, all right? They live in the big old mansions, all right? That's the fatness of their, if they set their houses among the stars, all right, and that's exactly what they try to do. They try to go into space, and they want to do all these different things, all right. And also the other thing is that their habitation is high. They're the ones that are living all up high. They like living off the edges of cliffs and in skyscrapers on the top and stuff. This is how we know, all right, and that they were the ones that were taken captives. All right, and we know who we are through the same way, through the scriptures talking about being scattered abroad and the curses that we're under. We know the same thing. All right, so don't try. Oh, how do you know Esau? Always sticking up for Esau, Jake. The same one that was feeding your babies to alligators, the same one that was throwing baseball bats at your goddamn face, the same ones that were raping your women, making you have sex with your mothers and calling you motherfuckers. All right, the same people you're standing up for. The same people you're standing up for, Jake. You fucking dumbasses. That's what you are. A lot of you Jakes are just fucking stupid, dumb. That's it. Just dumb. You're stupid. You're fucking dumb, and you got Stockholm syndrome, man. All right. Esau, the so-called white man, all right, and that's the other thing right there. What does he call himself? White. What does white mean? Pure, holy, light, full of light, and then he calls you what? Black, void of light. What is black associated with? Death, dying. All right, dirtiness. That he calls you black, and our people aren't even black; they're brown. But he says black, and he calls himself white, and he ain't white; he's red. All right, that's another reason why we know, because Esau came out red all over like a hairy garment. He's red and he's hairy as fuck. Okay, he's red and he's hairy as fuck. Okay, but you, Jake, you don't want to think that because he's my best friend. He's your best friend till he clubs you over the goddamn head like the caveman that he is. All right, perpetual. He doesn't hate anymore. He never fucking stopped hating, Jake. You fucking dummies. Never ending or changing. That's Esau. They never changed. All right, they're still the bloodlusting, demonic ass, killing, murdering, raping, homosexual that they've always been. All right, and they're never gonna stop. All right, that's why. The Jim Crow era stuff. Well, why are they still making modern Jim Crow era shit? All right, why are they still doing it? All right, why are they still making the same depictions? All right, why are they still making Jake drawn with big lips and big noses as if it's a bad thing? Why are they doing that then, huh? That's a perpetual hatred, a never-ending or changing hatred, everlasting, never-ending, eternal, permanent, unending, endless, without end, lasting, long-lasting, constant, abiding, enduring, perennial, timeless, ageless, deathless, undying, immortal, unfailing, unchanging, never-changing, changeless, unvarying, unfading, invariable, immutable, indissoluble, indestructible, imperishable, sempiternal, durable, uninterrupted, continuous, unremitting, unceasing, persistent, unbroken, Slovakia, all right, interminable, incessant, ceaseless, endless, without respite, relentless, unrelenting, persistent, frequent, continual, continuous, non-stop, never-ending, reoccurrent, repeated, unremitting, sustained, round the clock, always on, habitual, chronic, unabating, eternal. Look at these words, Jake. Do some studying, because they have not stopped hating you, Jake. They haven't stopped. They never stopped and I'm not done with it. What about the white people? They say they don't hate anymore. They're liars, all right? Because that's another thing. That's another reason why we know who they are, because they're fucking liars. They lie all the time. They lie. And then they lie about the lies that they lied about lying about, okay? And so there you go, man. There you go. Let's get Amos 1:11. You, Jake, are simple, all right? You go, I have a white friend. That ain't your friend, all right? That ain't your friend. That's your fucking enemy, all right? This is Amos 1:11, all right? Of course, you're going to have people in this truth that are going to look like so-called white people, all right? So-called Asian people, all right? So-called Arabic people, all right? That are actually Israelites that go back to, being so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? And how are you going to tell that? Through their spirit, all right? But some of you don't have, no, those are speckled birds, all right? And I myself would fall into that category. Okay, so if it's you worldly people that are gonna try to take this down. Oh, because he's talking about this. It's the black people. Guess what? I'm not. You wouldn't call me a so-called black person, all right? You call me from the world. You looking out because you're in the world. You call me a white person, all right? So I'm talking about this. So you can't take it down. You can't take it down. So don't worry. You think we're the same people because we're the same skin color. Because you're dumb as hell too, Esau. All right, you're dumb as hell. All right, so you're all fucking confused over here. Why, he's white. Why is he talking about this? Oh, I don't understand. All right, and of course you don't understand. You don't understand a goddamn thing. All right, you and Jake can be best friends because you're both dumb until the end comes and you keep on bashing each other over the head with a goddamn brick. All right, which is going to happen. All right, you Jakes that have those Edomite friends. I'm not saying a speckled bird friend, someone that looks like an Asian, or someone else that actually is an Israelite, and you can tell by the spirit because they get this truth and this understanding. By the way, you're not supposed to have worldly friends anyway. You're hanging around these Edomites, you're going to find out that they're not your friend, man. You're going to find out real quick. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So the Most High is not going to turn away the punishment of Esau, Edom. All right, just as Esau hasn't forgot his hatred for us, the Most High hasn't forgot his hatred for Esau. All right, and and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment. He hasn't forgotten what Esau's done. All right, he still hates Esau. All right. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. He still hates him. He didn't change up. He didn't switch. He still hates Esau. And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with a sword, and that's what they've done. They've pursued us with a sword, killing us, stabbing us, shooting us, murdering, however they can kill us, all right? Multiple different ways. Torturing, stabbing, shooting, hanging, starving, burning, anything that they can do, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Okay, there you go. And he did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. There you go. So just like Esau kept his wrath forever, guess what? The Lord's going to keep his wrath forever too. All right, against Esau. All right, against Esau. There you go. So they haven't stopped their hatred, so why have you forgiven them, Jake? Why have you forgiven them, Jake? It don't make no sense. Let's rub some salt in the wound. Let's go and look up the African Dodger, because this was mentioned by today in that what was actually yesterday, the live camp by the apostles. It was Apostle Gabar that mentioned it specifically. Is to look up the African Dodger, right? And this is another thing that you can find in Jim Crow Museum. All right, African Dodger. All right, and I saw it, but I didn't know exactly what it was until Apostle Gabar mentioned it. I looked it up. I said, oh, that's what those were. Okay, so African Dodger, also known as Hit the Coon or Hit the Ninja Baby. All right, we're not going to say the word. All right, and look at that, man. Just look at that word. Not that word, but goddamn. Oh, well, here we go. That's where we need to go anyway. Look at this. What kind of fucked up game is this? Okay, let's read it. Let's read what they did to you, Jake, because you forgave them. Was a carnival game. Oh, it said up to the 1960s. Oh, well, it's been around. We stopped doing that a long time ago. 1960s? That isn't even that long ago. You want to know how long ago that is precisely? Type in the year, 2023, then minus 1960. That was 63 years ago, precisely. All right, so that's still within a time frame, a life frame, okay? So, in slavery, when was it supposedly ended? Let's see. And it took a lot longer than this, by the way. So 1865. So let's do 23 minus 1865. Okay. Oh, geez. Okay, that's 158 years. All right. Let's see. Average life expectancy in the U.S. 77. All right. There you go. So that's like 2 old people, man. All right, 2 or 3 old people. That's it. That's it, man. That's it. 2 or 3 old people. That's it. All right, you can do the same thing for America, because America's been like what, 4 old people, 4 or 5 old people. It's It hasn't even been around that long, man. You know, not even that many generations. All right, and you're acting like this was so long. Oh, no, slavery was so long ago. It was so long ago. Yeah, that was not really. Not really. Like, that's like what, three. If you want to go back to the start, that's like 3 or 4 old people, man. So no, that's fucking relatively recent as hell. Okay, so nice try though. Nice try. Let's go back. African Dodger. It says African Dodger, also known as Hit the Coon or Hit the You Know What Baby, was a carnival game played in the United States of America, and the game an African American man would stick his head through a curtain and attempt to dodge objects such as eggs or baseballs that were thrown at him by players. Despite the obvious brutality of hitting someone in the head with eggs or baseballs, the Edomites would still do it because they're fucking savage, brutish beasts. All right, and I just added that. That's not actually what the article says. Despite the obvious brutality of hitting someone in the head with eggs or baseballs, it was a popular carnival game because white people are fucking demons. It says from the 1880s up to the 1960s. This is where you get dodgeball from. Also, by the way, not dodgeball. Probably that too, maybe. But the dunk tanks. All right, the dunk tanks. All right, because that's what they changed it to. It says the victims often suffered serious injuries. Yeah, that's gonna happen when you get a fucking baseball bat thrown in your head. And these Edomites are so hateful, you know they're throwing that shit hard as fuck. It says a popular mechanic article from the 1910 noted that African Dodger had become too old and commonplace and was being replaced with dunk tanks in which African Americans would fall into a tank of water when a target hits the ball. The illustration accompanying the article shows a game labeled Drop the Chocolate Drop. All right, that's what they called it. It says in its caption, amusing to all but the victim. All right, that's what they captured, amusing to all but the victim. All right, so they knew that that person was the victim, which would mean they're the fucking enemy. All right, they're the evil one. These fucking people, man. It says the smaller kit-based version of the game were also sold to be played at home, so you could even keep your slave at home and play it. All right. It says African Dodger's been depicted in comic strips and cartoons, including Donald Duck and Popeye. We have that. Describes the game. There's another one called Shoot the Freak. What is this? So anyway, there you go. So let's look at the images. And there's real ones too. We'll get the fake ones. So here it is. African Dodger, alright, shows Donald Duck, and then here's another cartoon, and then here's Popeye playing it, alright, here's Popeye playing it, but if you just look at African Dodger, look, Black's target, it's called Hit the Negro, alright, look, and in here, this is a different version. This version was they would actually have little babies, all right, our babies, all right, in there, and that was the game. You would just pelt a fucking baby with a baseball bat, with a baseball ball, all right, with a baseball, I should say, because it's just a baseball. Duh. But yeah, they would throw a baseball at our babies, man. So hey, you know these people ain't fucking human. These people ain't human. When did we ever do that? We never did that shit. All right, we never did that shit. We have some other things. All right, to grab as well. All right, let me see. Let me see. Bear with me. I was supposed to download these ahead of time. Let's go and save them over and transfer them over. Give me a moment. The other ones I don't need to get because I already showed that one with the alligator. I already showed you that one through the live tour. Let me go and see if it updated and transferred these over yet. No. Gonna transfer over. Aha, there we go. Boom, boom. Alright, so here we go. Okay. Alright. So, slacking. Here we go. So, this is what they call a lynching postcard. Alright, this is from 1908. This is a colorized version of a real lynching that happened. This is a real photo. These are real people. Alright, these are real dead bodies that you're seeing right now. Alright, they used to send these to each other, alright, for fun. Okay? They being Edomites. Edomites used to, so-called white people, alright, used to send these to each other for fun. Alright, there was a lynching that took place. Look at these dead coons. Ha ha ha. That's what they used to do. Alright, what else do we got? Here's one. Alright, the Coon Chicken Inn. Yes, it's a real restaurant chain. It was in, well, actually, it wasn't in Portland. It was in Seattle. No, it wasn't in Seattle. It was in Seattle and Salt Lake. It wasn't in Portland. They were planning for it to be in Portland, but it never made it to Portland. All right, or it was one of the other ones. One of them didn't get made. It was either Portland or Seattle that didn't get made. Salt Lake City very much existed. All right, but one that was planned, it never ended up getting built. All right, and this was in like the 1950s, I think, when they closed. So the Coon Chicken Inn, there you go. And as you can see, you'd walk through a racist caricature's mouth. All right. Now I looked at the menu the other day, and I bet that food was good as fuck because someone was talking about it, and they would only employ for servers and kitchen staff, like cooks. It was only Jake. All right. So you know that was some of the fucking. They had rolls and shit. You know those were some good ass rolls. All right. So here's another one. They used to call these ones mammies. All right, mammy can be drawn like an animal. Not only is she coal black with a red kerchief, coal black, but her posture and figure are being equated with those of a donkey and ass. Can there be a clear image of white views of blacks as subhuman? That's what they think of us as. They think of us as subhuman. Okay, subhuman. You know what? That girl don't even look too bad. All right, she kind of thick. Okay. Not even lying. She kind of thick. No. So I don't even know what they're trying to say. They're and you know that's what they used to do. They used to make fun of Jake women have big old fat asses and big old titties. They used to make fun of that now. And big lips. And guess what the white girls want now? Big old fat asses, big old fat titties, and big lips. All right, because when you be like, oh, you got bird lips, and they get offended. They're trying to get lip injections so they can have thicker lips. All right, they get titty implants so they can have bigger boobs because they're naturally small. All right, they're trying to get BBLs now. All right, and so. Fucking hypocrisy, man. Hypocrisy. All right, the white women that flat as fuck. All right, looking like a 12-year-old boy. All right, all these white women out there. All right, now they're trying to get more voluptuous. All right, back when the day used to make fun of our women for being like that, but now you want to be like that. You want to know why? Because men don't want no goddamn twig. All right, fucking hypocrisy, man. All right, here we go. These are some ones from Florida. This is called Free Lunch in the Jungle. All right, this is a fun postcard that they would send to each other. All right, they enjoyed these. These were funny. Okay, what else do we got? Here's another one. This one's called Alligator Bait. All right, ha ha ha. Very funny, right? That's what they used to send. What else do we got? More alligator bait, as they say. Alligator bait. Ha ha ha. Alligator bait. There's another one. It says alligator bait. All right. So as you can see, alligator bait referred to so-called black babies. All right. Here we go. A mock lynching that was in someone's yard. All right, what else do we got? Things that they used to beat us and whip us with. All right, here's some real lynchings. All right, that's what they used to do. They used to hang us by our neck until we died. All right, so there we go. Whips, all that stuff. 100 years of lynching. All right, there you go. I forgot this guy's name. All right, but they did a movie on it. Well, Emancipation. All right, and so yeah. Here's another one, how ink is made. There you go. So there you go, man. That's what they think of you. All right, and that's what they still think of you, mind you. All right. So let's get back to some scriptures. All right. We don't need that because I got it up on my phone. All right, so let's get Obadiah. One and 10. There we go. I don't know why the Bible, this, I want to say the Bible, I don't know why this app does that, all right? Obadiah 5 and 10, okay? Obadiah, and it's not 5 and 10, it's actually 1, isn't it? Okay, oh yeah, Obadiah 1, I see what it's doing. It was saying Obadiah 5, because, you know, I get it. Obadiah, all right, verse 10, okay? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, okay? Who's our brother? Who's our brother? Esau, okay? And you can actually get that from 9. And thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may cut off by the slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right? Esau is our brother, all right? He's our brother, all right? And that's how he is. He's evil. He's a wicked person. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And that's what's going to happen. They are going to be cut off forever. All right, they are going to be cut off forever. They're not going to get off scot-free, as I say. All right, as many say. You know, it's a term, scot-free. All right, which that'd be an interesting deep dive to find out where that term came from. That's another thing. Us in this truth. Guess what we like? We like knowledge, man. We like knowledge. All right, we enjoy knowledge. Learning is fun to us. Knowledge, Slakia. Knowledge is on the mind. Nahum 1 and 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all. He will not at all acquit the wicked, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Okay, so he's not going to acquit the wicked. All right, what does it mean to acquit? Okay, let's see if I can get my phone, see if I can get Australian Siri to tell me what's going on. Define acquit. Oh, I got the silent mode on. Define, hey Siri, define acquit.
Until.
God damn it. Hey Siri, define acquit.
In common law jurisdictions, an acquittal certifies that the accused is free from the charge of an offense, as far as criminal law is concerned.
That's an acquittal. That
Do you want
basically
me to
got it.
keep reading?
No. Define acquit.
Acquit means free someone from a criminal charge by a verdict of not guilty. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
No. So there you go. So acquit means, freeing them. Oh, you're not guilty anymore. You're fine. The Lord's not going to do that with the wicked. Who's the wicked? Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom. So the Lord's not going to quit him. The Lord's not going to say, okay, yeah, you just, fed babies to alligators and, threw baseball bats at my people's faces and raped the women and, did this and that, all right, and killed and murdered and slaughtered and, put bags over their heads and made them have sex with their mothers. But, I'm going to quit you. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, if you think that, you're mistaken. Because as it says in Nahum 1 and 3, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power and will not at all acquit the wicked. He's not going to acquit the wicked. All right, the Lord's not going to acquit the wicked. Esau and Edom, you're going to have to pay for that shit. All right, that shit that you did, you're going to have to pay for that, all right, at the hands of the Lord. And guess what? That's going to be a terrible judgment, and it's going to be scary, and it's going to be bad. I'm not going to tell you that's going to be good. No, some of you are going to piss your fucking pants, all right? You're going to shit your pants, literally. I'm not playing around. I'm not joking. All right, when you Edomites, you see the Lord in the chariots in the sky, you are going to piss your pants. All right, you are going to shit your pants, literally. Not, man, I'm going to shit my pants. No, you're physically going to soil your pants, man, because you're going to be so fucking afraid. All right, that's how, and a lot of you Jakes are too, but you Esau, Edomites, man, oh man, you have no chance. There's no chance for you. All right, not a single Edomite's going to get saved. All right, you to put it simple and excuse the French, you're fucked. All right. That's what you are. All right. Hey man, it ain't looking so hot. All right, you ain't looking so hot. All right, it's not gonna be good for you. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be it's not gonna be a quick death either. It's gonna be slow and miserable. All right, and hey, it's gonna be terrifying. All right. This is 2 Maccabees 7:31. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High. You're not escaping, man. You're not escaping. You're not getting off scot-free. All right, you're not doing it. So let's look up. You know Nat Turner. You know that guy. What did he do? He read a he led a slave rebellion. What happened to him? What happened to his body? You know what happened to that? It says what happened to Nat Turner's corpse. Turner's body did not receive a formal burial. Let me grab a drink. All right, since I've already stuttered and stumbled it all up. Turner's body did not receive a formal burial, but details about what did happen to the body are not known. As Tony Horowitz reported, and it is known, they just don't want you to know. They know what fucking happened to the body. Trust me, they know. There's articles on what happens. They try to cover it up as much as possible. Horowitz reported in the New Yorker, according to several reports, the rebel leader's corpse was given to doctors for dissection, and his body parts were distributed among white families. So, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit, because they also used to make lampshades and chairs and this and that out of us, all right, and coats and shit. All right, that shows you how much of an animal. Okay, paint a picture of this person. They're skinning black people, all right, so-called black people, all right, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans as well, all right, and making lampshades out of them, making clothing out of them, making pillows out of them, all right, couches, all right, using the hair too, all right, for filling in a couch, all right, slave hair, all right. They're doing that, all right. They're throwing baseball bats. And at not only full-grown so-called black people, all right, mostly men, all right, but also little babies, all right. They're doing that. They're also, all right, making. They also think it's funny when they put bags over their people, you know, over the slave's head and make them have sex with their mothers. All right, that's where the term motherfucker comes from. All right, they also, what else do they do? They there's so many things. Oh, they also sodomize. All right, the men. You know, they have anal sex with them. All right, but does that paint a picture of what these white people are, these so-called white people are? They're fucking animals, man. They're not even humans. That doesn't even fall under the definition of humanism. These people are not humans. These people ain't people, man. All right? They ain't fucking people, all right? White people are not people, all right? They're beasts. They're brute beasts, all right? And they're demons, okay? So that's what happened in Nat Turner. If there's more information, let's see. What's the truth of Nat Turner? They're not going to give you the truth. You can look up far from sight of his revolt. Why did someone have his skull? Nat Turner's skull turns up far from the side. Why did somebody have it? All right. Let's see. And if you're also wondering, yes, several claim that he was flayed, quartered. You know, and he was eaten too. All right, they ate him as well. Because that's another thing. Oh, yeah, Edomites. Adding into that list, they also eat people. All right? They also eat people. Yeah, Nat Turner cannibalism. Look it up. Let's see. Let's see what they say. Educated minister. Turn a month later. Yeah, may have been skinned after his execution. No, not may have. He was. It says Turner's body did not receive a formal burial, but blah, 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 blah. We'll skip that because we already read that. It says, as recounted by John W. Cromwell in 1920 article, The Journey of Negro History, Turner was skinned to supply such souvenirs as purses. His flesh was made into grease, and his bones divided as trophies to be handed down as heirlooms. And you know some people still have those bones, too. So there you go. There you go. And then they made it. White people passed laws making it illegal to teach, so-called African Americans, which we're not African. All right, we're Israelites. Making it illegal to teach us how to read or write. And then what do? They say, oh, they're dumb. They can't read or write. Well, look at you, you fucking retard. You're the one that made the law that said we can't. We're not allowed to be able to be taught. We're not the ones that are allowed to be, what it said, not allowed to be taught or what? Read or write. All right, you couldn't teach us how to read or write. And then he's, oh, you can't read or write. He's so dumb. Well, guess what? You're the one in control, and you made it to where we can't learn to read or write, you fucking retard. You fucking moron. All right, you fucking devil. All right, you idiot. You know, that's like if I never taught you to speak, and then you were, and I was like, look, fucking idiot can't speak, ha ha ha. Well, you never taught him to, you fucking moron. This is the Esau Edom, man. So fucking dumb. All right, and here's a book called The Delectable Negro. All right, that I still haven't fully read. All right, but it says the book explores the homoeroticism, all right, which homosexuality of both literal and figurative acts of human cannibalism that occurred during slavery in the United States because they were having homosexual sex with the men, all right, raping them, really, all right. They were, cannibalizing them. Look at this. They had seasoning rituals, all right, sexual modes of consumption, all right. And then it also speaks about Nat Turner, whose flesh was turned into medicinal grease. All right, there you go. There you go, and you can read it, man. You can read it. All right, flesh seasoning rituals. All right, institutionalized hunger. All that, man. These people are fucking demons. They are demons. All right, evil. They aren't humans. They're not human beings. All right. Let's go on to Numbers 35 and 33. How do you feel about your white friends now, Jake? All right, that are watching this video, your so-called white friends. How do you feel about them? All right, and there's a reason they don't teach this shit in school. There's a reason why you don't sit down at school. Today we're going to talk about African Dodger, about how us, the white people, used to whack you in the face with a baseball until your fucking skull would break and your nose would bleed. And then we do it with your babies too. And some of them probably fucking died. All right, and we got a kick out of it. It was in all of our affairs. We loved it. They're not going to teach you that thing because guess what? You know what happened? After that class was done, a little Jake kid would go and beat the fuck out of his teacher. That was what happened. All the white kids would get the fuck beat out of them after that class lesson. All right, they don't want to teach that. They don't want to teach that. They're not going to lead a class teaching that much because guess what? After the class is out, maybe even right middle of class, all the Jakes in that class are going to jump the white people and beat the fuck out of them. That's why they don't teach that shit in school. All right, because the white kids are going to get their asses handed to them. All right, they're going to be walking home to school and get jumped and get the fuck beat out of them. All right, bashed over the head with a baseball bat. Oh, they're brutish. Oh, the black people are brutish. Yeah, but we're brutish because after you did that, that's what we do. But we're the brutish ones. We're the brutish ones. We're the brutish. You back us in the corner and then we attack and then we're the brutish. Well, you fucking idiots, man. You white people are so goddamn dumb. All right, anyway, Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. Why? For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Read it again. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. Blood defiles the land. When blood is spilt, it defiles the land. How is it cleansed? And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. How? How can it be cleansed though? But by the blood of him that shed it. So who is the one shedding all the blood? Esau. How is the land going to have to be cleansed? By the blood of Esau being shed. There you go. Esau's blood is going to have to be shed for the land to be cleansed of our blood because the blood defiled the land. So Esau's blood is going to have to be shed. All right? Esau's blood is going to have to be shed. Well, that ain't right. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. No, isn't fair when something was done and then the other person does it. Isn't fair if someone gets a slice of pizza, you get a slice of pizza as well. So if you beat the fuck out of us and put us into captivity, shouldn't we beat the fuck out of you and put you into captivity? Isn't that only fair? Isn't that only fair? You Edomite don't know what fair is. All right, you're just trying to wiggle out of your punishment. You don't want it to happen. Boo fucking who? Cry me a river already, E. You're going into captivity. There's nothing you can do about it. All right, and you're going to be under captivity over all the so-called black people that you hate. The people that you were throwing. Guess what? Back in the 40s when you were throwing that baseball bat, that baseball at that guy. All right, that so-called black man that was, putting his head through that thing, all right, and you were whacking, and you were throwing as hard as you can, guess what? He might be your owner. He might be your owner. All right, he might be the one who you're in captivity under, and guess what? Oh, it's not gonna be fucking good. It's not gonna be good. All right, it's gonna be good, but it's not gonna be good for you. It's gonna be good for us, but it's gonna be bad for you. All right, and that's why you take these videos down. I wouldn't be surprised if you take this down and give me a strike. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, I wouldn't be surprised because you're fucking hurt. Oh, they're saying we're gonna go into captivity. That's what you guys do, you fucking wimps. All right, you did it. You did it to us. Man up. It's your turn now. Man up. All right, man up. Don't be a pussy. All right, and Slocky, I'm swearing too much, but you know that's the type of shit you say. Oh, don't man up. Man up. Oh, it wasn't even that bad. We didn't even do it. Esau ain't even gonna be that bad. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. That's the thing. You lied. No, we ain't gonna lie to you. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad for you. It's not gonna be fun at all. All right, you're gonna be wishing every day that you just wouldn't wake up instead. All right, you're gonna be begging for death. All right, this is Exodus 21:16, and this proves that that's gonna happen to you. And he that selleth, and Slakia, he that stealeth a man and selleth him, and that's exactly what you did, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. He shall surely be put to death. He shall surely be put to death. There you go. So guess what, Esau? You're surely going to be put to death. All right, here's another one for you that you tried to hide out of the slave Bible. And in case you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, are unfamiliar with what the slave Bible is, all right, in case you're unfamiliar with what that is, the slave Bible, all right, was a Bible, all right, it was the Holy Bible that they chopped down, all right, and gave you only a little bit out of it and chopped all the scriptures. Here's one of the scriptures that they removed from it, all right, and the slave Bible was a Bible where they took certain verses out of it and then they gave it back to the slaves because they didn't want them seeing certain things, such as this verse. So let's go ahead and read the verse, and then you'll see why that is that they gave them the slave Bible, gave us the slave Bible. Revelation 13:10. And this wasn't in the slave Bible. I wonder why. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. One more time. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And if you look at the slave Bible, the reason why they did that is because they didn't want any rebellions happening. All right? They didn't want a Nat Turner 2.0. All right? And this time they'd end up, really getting fucked up. All right? They didn't want none of that. Okay? They didn't want none of that at all. So what did they do? They took certain, we can't give them hope. We can't give them hope. All right? Remove that. All right? And because they didn't want us to know who we were. That's another reason. They didn't want us to know who we were. Okay? And find out who we were. But they didn't realize that even with a Bible like that they gave us, we could still prove who we are. Okay? We could still prove who we are. All right, but they don't realize that because, again, Esau Edom's very, 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 very dumb. They're very, very dumb. Okay, so this is Exodus 35:6. All right, we're going to go all the way down through 7. This is an Exodus 35:6. Is this Exodus? What? Where? 1 minute. That is Exodus 35:6, but that's not what I. 1 minute. I think I got the wrong book. I think I was gonna write something from Exodus, but then I changed it. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Slakia. It was just one number off. All right, Slakia. Exodus 34:6. All right, and the rest of this is kind of the next two are dealing with reincarnation because they're not the same people. They're not the same people. Yes, they are. They're the same spirits coming back. The same ones that were playing African Dodger, all right, and whacking our babies, all right, with baseballs, all right, and that were, you know, raping and murdering and sodomizing our men and coining the term motherfucker. The same ones that were doing that are the same ones here now, all right? Just like the same ones in captivity, that's us now. All right, the ones that were in slavery, we're still in slavery now. All right, but the same ones that were in the slavery that they admitted to, not that we're in current slavery right now. They don't admit to that one, even though we are through birth certificates and jobs and all these other ways. We're owned still, okay? We're owned still, okay? They have tabs on us, all right? But they admit to the other one, all right? The other one, the age of slavery, all right? The African, so-called African slavery, all right? Which we're not African. All right, that's another thing that they try to do. They don't even want you to know who you are. There's Exodus 34 and 6. We're the same ones that they were beating and whipping, all right? And they're the same ones that were doing the beating and whipping, all right? Why? Because we come back every third to fourth generation, all right? And the Lord, so we've lived many lives, all right? Past lives, there's reincarnation. But we always come back in our lot. We don't come back as a fucking cow or a chicken or a dog or a bird, all right? Or a moose. Or the opposite sex. No, if we're a male, we always come back as a male. If we're a female, we always come back as a female. All right. If we're a prophet, we always come back as a prophet. All right. If we're an evil, sinful person, we always come back as an evil, sinful person. There you go. You always come back in your lot. All right. Exodus 34 and 6. And the Lord passed by him before. And we're not going to do a whole detailed lesson on reincarnation. This should just be enough. All right. In proving it to you. It says, and the Lord passed by before him, and there's lessons out there, Salaki. There's lessons out there if you want to learn more about reincarnation, but it's a deep topic. All right, we don't have the time to do both. All right, and the Lord passed by before him and proclaimed, the Lord, our power, merciful and gracious, long-suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, for the Israelites, of course, because sin is transgression of the law, and the law was given to Israel. All right, so only Israel can sin, and that only they can be forgiven for that. And that will by no means clear the guilty. So he's not going to clear the guilty. Visiting the iniquity of the so would that be a contradiction if he forgives iniquity and the transgression of sin, but then he says by no means will clear the guilty? Is that a contradiction? No, there's no contradiction in the Bible. Whenever you think there's a contradiction, that's not a contradiction. That's a lack of understanding from you. That's on your part. And that by will no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children unto the third and fourth generation. So it says he's going to visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children. Well, what about in well, this doesn't have the right. Okay, there it did. Well, this one, that doesn't make any sense, because what about in Ezekiel 18 and 20? Let's see what it says in Ezekiel 18 and 20. Remember here it says visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, and upon the children's children unto the third and fourth generation. Why? Because we come back every third and fourth generation. Now, that's going to become a stumbling block to you if you're wondering what's going on in Ezekiel 18 and 20. All right, if you don't understand it, because you're going to think that's a contradiction. All right, Ezekiel 18 and 20, it says, but the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So that's not a contradiction, all right? That's saying you're not going to be put to death for the sins that say my father right now, my worldly father, all right? My as they would say, biological father, all right? Because we have the Father, which is the Father, the heavenly Father, all right? And then but our worldly father, our Father in the world, all right? Our biological father, as they call in the world. Okay, my father, all right. If he sins, all right, if he's right now, I don't know, and he did for a while smoke cigarettes, all right, I'm not gonna be put to death because he smoked a cigarette, all right. But my father's father, all right, whenever I came back last, I can be put to death for that. Why? Because I was that person. All right, every third to fourth generation. Look up third to fourth generations. See how many years that is. All right, you come back every third to fourth generation. All right, so your great grandfather or however. All right, however it works out, depending on how often your family gets down. All right, gets down with business, as I should say. All right, so that's not a contradiction. That's just you having a lack of understanding. All right, you have to get that. All right, and there's other references that we could get to, but like I said, we're not going to do a whole lesson in on it. All right, you can look up GMS. All right, not that I'm part of GMS, but I follow after the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, just look up GMS reincarnation, and you'll find a lesson. All right, so this is Isaiah 14 and 1, and we're gonna go all the way down through 22. All right, Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. He's only gonna choose Israel. Okay, no other nation's getting saved. That's another thing. We're a very special nation, Israel. All right, and Lord willing, I myself, as well as brothers and sisters that watch this video, Lord willing, we're of the elect. Okay, that's what we're looking for, because He's only going to save the elect. All right, specifically the elect out of the nation of Israel. All right, Israel and the kingdom will be, in rulership, but the 2/3 are going to have to be reborn through the elect. All right, and that's lessons within a lesson. That's you could go on that too. So hey. We kind of got to, slim down subjects, or we'll be talking for ages. Lessons will be 5-6 hours long. All right, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Strangers being the heathens. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. So you heathens, all right, not just you so-called white people, but all the nations, all right, that aren't Israelites, all right, are going to be possessed by Israel, all right, as a possession, all right, for servants and handmaids. All right, why? Because all nations have done some terrible things to us. All right, Esau, Edom being the worst of it, but all the other nations have had a dealing with it too. And they shall take them captives who captives they were. All right, so those people, we were your captives. Well, guess what? We were your captives. Guess what? You're going to be ours now. All right, and they shall take them captives who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. You oppressed us, and guess what? We're going to rule over you. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from thy hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. And thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broke the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger, and is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest, and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, Since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirred up for the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations, and they shall speak and say unto thee, Art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Here we go. Here's another. A lot of people know this one. Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Esau, Edom. How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? Because they were once a very powerful force. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. That's what they thought. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, and that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, and that opened not the house of his prisoners? They're going to say, this was him? Look at him, man. He's lowly. Yeah, he was so powerful. He doesn't look also powerful to me. 18. And all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Oh, there it is. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. There it's talking about it again, but the other verse said that the son shall not bear the iniquity of the father. That's because if you don't get the understanding and realize what that's talking about, two separate occurrences. All right, one's speaking of your father right now. All right, say if your father right now, say if he's, I don't know, committing adultery with a woman, you're not gonna be held accountable for that unless you knew and you didn't say something. All right, and say, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that. That's wicked. All right, but you're not gonna be held accountable for that. All right, but your father's fathers, all right, your ancestors, as they so to speak, all right, you were once them, all right, that 3 or 4 generations ago, all right, that's what that's speaking of, all right, just like tomorrow's lesson, Lord willing, we're going back into the mark, and the mark, because apparently some people still don't get it and think you can buy stuff with sin. It's fucking ridiculous, all right, or not sin, but you know, it's a spiritual mark. No, it's a physical. The matoba, the M to the O to the B, T to the B is a physical mark, but we're not gonna get too much in that because that's for tomorrow's lesson, Lord willing. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. And again, this is why you have to study and you have to learn, because if you don't, that'll be a stumbling block to you. But well, the Bible says this. There's a whole bunch of people that try to find contradiction in the Bible, and they think they have a whole bunch of them. There's no contradictions in the Bible. It's you just don't have the right understanding. If you went into the words and you went into understandings and you got the precept, you'd understand. But you don't understand, all right? So some fucking whitey ain't gonna stand here, well, the Bible has contradiction. No, it don't. You don't understand. Fucking Edomite. All right, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land. They're not going to possess the land ever again, nor fill the face of the world with cities. It's not going to happen. They're not going to do that. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. There you go. All right, there you go. So they haven't stopped their hatred, so why have you forgiven them? Guess what? The Lord hasn't forgiven them, and we're supposed to be like the Lord. So why have you forgiven them? Jake, why have you forgiven them? All right? Why have you forgiven them? Because you're stupid and you got Stockholm Syndrome. That's why. All right? So we're going to close out, all right, with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. All right? Once again, this has been, they haven't stopped their hatred, so why have you forgiven them? All right? Specifically for you, Jake. Why have you forgiven them? All right? So, hey, with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Hey, these guys have not stopped their hatred. All right? So why forgive them? All right? So, hey, with that, we're going to close out, like I said. Lord willing, until the next one, Shalom.